How are you? It's been so long. Oh my goodness. My name is Heather. I'm an indie author and you have stumbled across my YouTube channel. Welcome. If you're coming back, thank you for sticking around and being here with me. I am so excited. Today I am doing an update on my author journey. So let's get caught up to current day. Last time I was hanging out with you guys, I was doing my Write With Me's and I was still finishing up the manuscript. So first things first, I finished the manuscript. I finished the manuscript back in early July 2025 and that was so exciting. Then I took most of July off to focus on some admin things, focus on preparing for the next stages in the writing journey, and to give myself a little bit of breathing room between finishing the manuscript and going in for edits. So in August, I sat down and I worked on editing. Now, I chose to do all of my edits handwritten. So I've got all kinds of handwritten notes, all kinds of red ink on page. Handwritten edits were definitely a choice. I don't know if I would make the same choice in the future. There were definitely pros and cons that I will discuss at some point in a different video. I'm thinking of doing an editing do's and don'ts video in the future. If you'd be interested in that, let me know in the comments down below. I will say the handwritten notes were a lot easier in terms of taking back and forth. I could take just a couple pages and a pen and I could go anywhere. I didn't need Wi-Fi. I just needed decent lighting and a clean tabletop. That being said, now I am in the process of uploading those edits to my Word doc for my editor. So I started the handwritten edits in August and that took me to mid-September, and mid-September I started turning those handwritten edits into digital updates to my Word doc, and it is now early October and I'm still working on that. That is setting me behind by like a month, 2 months, because I still work full-time on top of working on this book. So I think in terms of my timeline, it's going to cost me a little bit, but that's okay. As I've said before, I'm looking to deliver quality. If the timeline suffers, the timeline suffers. I'm still gonna get it out and I'm still gonna make sure that it's top-notch. I deserve that, you deserve that, so it's okay. So as I said, I am currently in the process of getting these edits over into my Word doc for my editor, because my next steps, this is super exciting, hopefully by the end of October, beginning of November, I will be finished converting my handwritten notes and my developmental editor can take a look and see what she thinks of the story, give me all her ideas, all her critiques, and I can get those all updated and give them over to my beta readers. So that's super exciting. I do have a team of about 4 or 5 betas ready to go when I'm all set with this round of edits. My developmental editor is working on part 1 as we speak. I did get that done for her and I'll get parts 2 and 3 done shortly. The manuscript came out to be 493 Google Docs pages, which when you convert to a book is roughly 600, 650. So she's a hefty story and I love every part of it. Obviously, this is just the second draft now. So this is the second draft. There will be changes. It could be a little more, it could be a little less. Not entirely sure yet, but I am excited This whole process has been really fun, really engaging. Like, I get to be involved in every aspect of this. Since I've decided to write and publish independently, I get to make all the decisions, which I love because I'm a little bit of a control freak, but it's been really fun. All of the editing decisions will ultimately be mine. Obviously, I'm going to give it to some editors and I'm gonna say, hey, put your eyes on this, tell me what you think. Should I change this? Should I leave it be? Should I add on? Should I take something out? But ultimately, I'm the one who gets to make the decision at the end of the day, which I really love. I want to make sure this story is exactly what I want it to be. I get to make the decision for who's going to be the graphic designer, which I'm in the process of deciding right now. I had my friend all lined up to be my graphic designer, work on the cover, some inside illustrations, some page breaks and whatnot. But unfortunately, we decided now's not the greatest time for that pair up, so we decided, okay, I will find someone else to work on graphics for me. So I'm talking to a couple different artists who have wonderful, wonderful designs, and I'm excited to see who I end up going with. But as I've just said, I'm super excited that I get to make that choice. I get to decide who is going to be the best fit for my project, for my book. Once I figure out who my graphic designer will be, I only really have one other decision to make, and that's finding a copy editor. Because my developmental editor, she can do dev edits, obviously, as well as line, and she even does proofing. She just said, hey, I don't really do copy edits, so you're gonna have to find somebody else for that. And that's fine, because I was looking at another editor in the beginning who I also really like the style of, and she really likes to work on copy edits. That's like really her thing. So I think that, I'm not certain yet, but I think I am leaning towards going with her as my copy editor. So that'll be nice. And one other super fun update is within the next couple of months, hopefully by the end of October, maybe by mid to end November, I am really hoping to get a newsletter going and a website. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get it all done. There's a lot of work to be done behind the scenes, but those are my future steps. Next steps, developmental editor, graphic designer. Future steps, website, newsletter. And that's my update for you guys. So that's where I'm at, and I'm so excited. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm a little stressed out, I will say. It's not all sunshine. It is late nights, staring at a screen, going cross-eyed, but I also kind of like that part of the journey because it makes moments like this even better. I know that I'm putting in the work. Hopefully you guys will see all of that hard work that I'm putting in. And I'm so excited to be sharing all of this with you. Thank you so much for coming by, seeing how things are going, and thank you so much for following along with my journey. If you're new and you're thinking, I'd love to support this indie author, she seems like she's maybe doing something cool, then I would love if you would hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, tell me your name, say, hey, I like reading, or hey, I like writing too, let's have a conversation. Thank you so much. As always, I love you guys. Bye.